Radio's greatest hits, where you hear radio the way it used to be. Airchecks.com.
W276DF Westerly. WBLQ Westerly.
WBLQ. Howdy, y'all. Just after 7 o'clock, I'm Steve West. How you doing? Welcome. It's 70s Vinyl at 7 on the Wednesday Night Time Machine. Steve West back on duty and having a ball tonight. We're going to crack out some album favorites like this. These are the Allman Brothers.
I've got to run to keep from
Stereo 1230 and 103.1 WBLQ. The Wednesday Night Time Machine. Welcome to 70s Vinyl at 7. You know, me being Steve West and felt so rotten last night physically, I decided that one of the best healing mechanisms is rock and roll music. So tonight on the West Show, we are going to rock and roll as much as possible. Back to 1978 from Van Halen.
I never stop to worry about a thing.
You might say that was the first real big commercial success as a solo artist for Michael Jackson when he came out with Rock With You and the associated hits therein. 7:10 in the nighttime, Steve West. Well, if you're going out tonight, should be dry for a little while anyway. Mostly cloudy, 48 for a low at the very least. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 70 here on the coast, maybe 72 or 73 inland. Pick of the week. If you want to mow that lawn tomorrow, tomorrow's the day to do it for real. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, 44, mostly cloudy on Friday, up in low 60s. We'll take that. And we really haven't dropped that far. 55 WBLQ degrees.
Hi, this is Crystal from...
1230 WBLQ.
Tony Orlando and Don on the WBLQ time machine. You know what happens at midnight when I get this? You know that happens at midnight, and guess what? I'm dialing 911 because I'm trying to sleep. Well, at least my wife is trying to sleep, so at midnight I'm still on the air. But don't you hate that? Or it's worse, you hear all sorts of yelling and screaming and yelling, and you look out the window at 1 o'clock in the morning and there's 5 cruisers next door. And you say, oh boy, here we go again. It's the story of knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. No, if you don't want me, that's it. 7:17 of the nighttime, Steve West, Wednesday night, Golden Earring. Singing about radar love. That fast car. WBLQ.
WBLQ.
Oh, yeah, now from Wings Over America, we'll do a little Paul and Linda magic for you. Maybe I'm amazed. Then again, you don't impress me much at all. BLQ.
Maybe I'm amazed at the way you love me all the time. The best music, WBLQ.
Oh, yeah, some beautiful magic from David Gates and Bread in Stereo 1230 and 103.1 WBLQ. And if a picture paints 1,000 words, you must be writing in medical shorthand because I can't read it. 7:25 in the nighttime. How you doing weather-wise tonight? WBLQ meteorologist Mark Rosenthal says, bit of patchy fog rolling in off the water again. We had that this morning, by the way. Remember that? All mostly cloudy otherwise. Tonight's low right around 50. Mostly sunny tomorrow. Low 70s. We'll take that. 55 WBLQ degrees.
French Restaurant.
70s Vinyl at 7.
The Time Machine.
WBLQ. More than a woman till she treats me good.
Tavares on the WBLQ Time Machine. Strangely enough, that was not the hit version. The hit version, of course, was done by the Bee Gees back when they were on RSO Records, number 11 for the year, right here on Stereo 1230 WBLQ. 70s Vinyl at 7. Steve West trying his best not to knock the needle off the records. We turn this up nice and loud. Sir Elton John from 74. Saturday nights tonight on WBLQ.
The best music, WBLQ.
Stereo 1230, WBLQ 103.1 FM, 2 divided by lust. And that's the nature of American crime. That's grassroots. Well, the root of half of the violent crime in America, is it not? It's 22 before 8 o'clock. Steve West here, enjoying 70s Vinyl at 7, are you? Well, we have plenty more where that came from. Lots of stuff on the turntables tonight. And by the way, if you'd like to make a request for our show, hitoldies2020@gmail.com. Hour. And then tomorrow, an abbreviated night tomorrow and Friday night so the Woo Sox can play. Here are the OJs. Positively one of my favorite early 70s tunes. The OJs and Backstabbers. This is 70s Vinyl at 7 where we play them all off, right off the records. And so far, I haven't knocked the tone arm off yet. You know, I have a bad habit of doing that, especially when I cue the things up. At least we don't have the cue burn here because we kind of get new stuff every now and then. 19 away from 8 o'clock. Steve West here. Another year older. Well, we're all a day older. Catherine Jackson from it says the Jackson family of singers. Do they mean like the Jackson 5 singers? 92, I don't believe that. 92 today. Richard Jenkins from The Shape of Water is 75. Jackie Jackson is 71. Do we have any more Jacksons here? No, I guess not. Mary McDonough. Remember Erin on the Waltons? She's 61. I think the rest of the cast has got to be in their 90s or maybe they're still not around. I don't know. And Will Arnett from Arrested Development is 52. If it's your birthday, happy today.
The Valenti family of dealerships invite you.
Dealer for details. 70s Vinyl at 7.
The Time Machine.
WBLQ.
Get into the syncopation of things. Stevie Wonder, Stereo 1230 and 103.1 WBLQ and hitoldies.net. Boogie on, Reggae Woman. We get it all here at 70s Vinyl at 7. An entire decade, all on 45s and albums. The way I like it, the way we all remember it. And it's nice that this stuff's coming back, too. Dan Fogelberg from the Phoenix album. Here's Power of Gold. Stereo 1230 and 103.1 WBLQ. West of the nighttime, 70s Vinyl at 7. We're going to wrap that up and go into the 80s hour in just a moment from the WBLQ Weather Center. Low around 50 tonight, partly cloudy. 70 to 75 tomorrow. Gotta love it.
W276DF Westerly, WBLQ Westerly. Now, another hour of the WBLQ Time Machine on Stereo 1230 and 103.1 FM. The Time Machine.
WBLQ.
Sometime around 8 o'clock, hello there and welcome in. It's 80s Vinyl at 8. I'm Steve Weiss. How you doing tonight? Yes, I am pumped. I am up-tempo. I am upbeat. And we are rocking and rolling from vinyl. And if you have the album 90210 from Yes, you know that almost every cut, I think all but two, were cuts that you could turn up in the car as loud as you could go without crashing. And we'll start off the hour from 90210, the cut called Changes. Still to come this hour, Richard Marx, Poco, Gloria Estefan, Duran, sorry, either way you want to do it. Triumph and Journey with a rock set later on. It's 80s Vinyl at 8 on the WBLQ Time Machine. Stereo 1230, WBLQ and 103.1 FM. Hello, Music Radio. Hitoldies.net. Steve West here. If you're not recording tonight, you need to be. Get the recorder out. Let's make a tape or a digital recording, an air check as it were, because you're going to want it for tonight as we go. Here is Fleetwood Mac from the Time Machine.
The best music, WBLQ.
From the WBLQ Weather Center, Mark Rosenthal says, watch the fog a little bit tonight. Could get thick. Otherwise, just cloudy, 50 for a low. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 70 to 75 glorious degrees. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, leading into mostly cloudy Friday, high of 63. That's all right. You know what? I think we might have finally shed winter. 55 WBLQ degrees.
I saw you standing and I felt your rain.
Stereo 1230, WBLQ and 103.1 FM. Music Radio, hitoldies.net. It's just hitoldies.net. We always used to call it music radio. That was my slogan when I owned it, but I don't own it anymore, so maybe I need to stop saying that. It's quarter minutes after 8 o'clock. See, if I just slow down as I do my show, things might go a little bit better off. By the way, a new study out there. And wait a minute, how do they come up with a new study that really just echoes what we all knew when we were kids? The study says that the best way to keep the mind sharp after 50 is to exercise. No wonder I am dull as a tack. I sit here in a chair doing my show.
Are you ready to eat some delicious 100%?
The WBLQ Time Machine. 80s Vinyl at 8.
WBLQ.
Time Machine at 9:23, Steve West. By the way, my good friend, he and I go way back to the days of working with Richard Herberstein at Super Radio. He will be doing the 9 p.m. to midnight every Friday night from now on. We just kind of swap.
You say I know the best music, WBLQ.
Stereo 1230, 103.1 FM, WBLQ, and hitoldies.net. Hello, good evening. Poco calls it love. What a good tune. I think that was the last big hit for them back to 1989. It's 80s Vinyl at 8. Steve West, by the way, a lunar eclipse is coming. If you want to see the show in North America, look in the nighttime sky May 15th and May 16th. We'll pray for decent, clear weather. Doesn't always work out that way, but it's coming. The eclipse will be at 12:01 a.m. on the 16th.
More of the Time Machine next on Stereo 1230 WBLQ.
When it comes to fine Italian dining, there's no place more exquisite than Hoof's Place in downtown Pawcatuck.
80s Vinyl at 8. The Time Machine.
WBLQ.
That's the whole idea of the Time Machine. Everybody, and I mean everybody, have fun tonight. That's Wang Chung on Stereo 1230 and 103.1 WBLQ. This is a show that you hear nowhere else. I mean, there ain't another FM station anywhere in Rhode Island or Eastern Connecticut that has close, and I do mean close to the excitement we do here. We're all live. It's 1230 on the AM dial and 103.1 on the FM dial. We are WBLQ, where this hour, it's 80s Vinyl at 8. And from the turntable, we play you some Triumph. Think back to your high school years if you were the very top end of the baby boomers, or bottom end, is like I was born in 63. So Fight the Good Fight was one of them things on the radio back in 1980 that I always enjoyed. And the next best thing, the very next best thing that ever hit the radio when I was in high school was Journey. And from the Escape album, which at the time I thought was the greatest thing ever created, here's Keep On Running. Stereo 1230 and 103.1 FM WBLQ. Strangely enough, it got a little bit of top 40 airplay, but more rock and roll album rock airplay than anything else. But it was well deserving of remembering. Keep On Running from the Escape album, Journey, on Stereo 1230 WBLQ. Incidentally, remember last week I did a band called Resurrection, which is they're a Journey tribute band, and there's a bunch of Journey tribute bands. If you go on YouTube, you all of a sudden realize there's like 3 or 4 of them. And I will recommend to you Resurrection because they are so much a carbon copy. So there. And now, useless information for you. Thieves who stole bread from a Brazilian shop were arrested when they went back for more. Well, you know, they're never satisfied, right? They took bread, milk, drinks, biscuits, chocolate, and about $20 from the shop. $20. What's that going to buy today? Witnesses say the men returned 5 minutes later, only to get arrested because they'd been called in the meantime. Police say the suspects went back because they forgot butter to go with the bread. Stupid criminals. Oh, well. But then again, you almost have to feel bad. They only took $20 from the register and they took food. I don't even want to get into food inequality, so we'll just leave that right there. It's about 9 away from 9 o'clock. The regular show on the way next with music trivia. My 3 songs coming up in the 10 o'clock hour tonight. It's hitoldies2020@gmail.com if you want to get a hold of me. And there's the info for the rest of the hour, or for the rest of the night right here at Stereo 1230 on the Time Machine.
The days are getting warmer.
80s Vinyl at 8. The Time Machine.
I think that was a movie tune, as I recall, originally as well. Billy Ocean on Stereo 1230 and 103.1 WBLQ. And hitoldies.net. Get out of my dreams, get into my radio. That kind of worked out just before 9 o'clock. Senseless trivia tonight. What's the worst advice you've ever received? Anybody? Hitoldies2020@gmail.com. Write that number down. You're going to need it to text me, email me a little bit later on.
She was an overcoat of me.
WBLQ Westerly, W276DF Westerly. Now, another hour of the WBLQ Time Machine on Stereo 1230 and 103.1 FM.
Oh boy, it's going to be a good hour this hour. We got some rock and roll. We got some Linda Ronstadt, Three Dog Nights, KC and the Sunshine Band, music to make you move. And I got a little helper that's going to go on the radio with me tonight. Why not? The regular 9 to midnight Steve West show is underway. Music trivia up in minutes. Boston from the first album, 1977, as we kick off the 9 o'clock hour on the WBLQ Time Machine. Crank this up. Stereo 1230 and 103.1 WBLQ. Peace of mind. We never get peace of mind if we watch the news. You ever notice that? Turn off the news and turn on the radio, because here at WBLQ, we're going to try to help you out. Oh, by the way, the useless trivia that I kind of gave out last hour was, what's the worst advice you've ever received? My goodness, I've heard some really bad advice over the years. Some of it I took. That was the worst part. Hit oldies2020@gmail.com. I'd like to hear from you.
I did my best.
The greatest hits of all time.
1230 WBLQ.
Oh yeah, Sly and the Family Stone. Who I got to help Sly Stone twice. I did tell you that story last week. Oh, well, for another time. 9:12 in the nighttime. Steve West here from the WBLQ Weather Center. Oh, well, we'll see that fog rolling in off the water again tonight. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Mark Rosenthal says it'll get down to about 50 tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow. Pick of the week, 70 to 75. We'll cool off the next couple of days, and then midweek next week. Let's just skip over everything. Midweek next week, we start climbing through the 70s and 80s by the end of the week. I cannot wait. Summer's on its way. Right now, 54 WBLQ degrees.
May means the most money.
WheelandCityMazda.com.
WBLQ.
Another song I think we need to make into stereo, don't you think? The Seekers. On Stereo 1230, WBLQ and 103.1 FM. And hitoldies.net. Hello, how are you? Steve West here. 9:20 of the nighttime. Hooking you up with all the good stuff. Music trivia tonight. It has to do with the rock and roll category, because as I said, we are going to jam. We are going to rock and roll. And what would you like to say? Say? Oh, come on.
The best music, WBLQ.
Sing it! Stereo 1230 and 103.1 FM WBLQ. Well, ain't no mountain high enough to keep me away from you. Just so long as you keep your radio on WBLQ and the Time Machine 926 on the nighttime. Steve Wise, how you doing tonight? Hit oldies2020@gmail.com. That's how you get a hold of me for music trivia, which is up in minutes. And my 3 songs coming up in the next...
Where classic radio lives.
W276DF Westerly, WBLQ Westerly. Now, another hour of the WBLQ Time Machine on Stereo 1230 and 103.1 FM.
The Time Machine.